See, often prayer it becomes the thing that we do last, right? It's that last thing we go to. Oh, what God, what do you think about this? Now that I've exhausted all of my resources, now that I've exhausted everything that I can do by myself, and then prayer becomes the thing that we go to last. and this is a really real thing. I on a weekly basis, I meet with a counselor just for my own sanity, right? And so I meet with a counselor, and I was talking to her through a situation this week, and she knows that I'm a pastor, and she's a Christian lady, and knows that I'm a pastor, and so we're talking through this situation, and said. And she called me out on it to say, I think you are relying way too much on yourself here. I think you've left Jesus out of this entire equation. And you're like, well, you're a pastor. You should never leave Jesus out of anything. And she called my feet to the fire and said, no, you've left Jesus out of this entire equation. Did you forget about him? Did you forget that he was going to be faithful and give you the strength that you needed? You're trying to do this whole thing without Jesus. And I think every one of us is in danger of those moments, or every one of us can find those moments to say, man, well, prayers became the last thing on my mind because I've been trying to figure all of this out myself. So often and too often, prayer is the last thing we do instead of that first resource to say, okay, God, before I get too deep into this, before I get too stressed out, before I go too far into this, let's go ahead and start. Mind, heart, and will. Let's go ahead and start. God, give me the understanding. Give me the understanding that I'm going to need. God, change my heart to be more like yours. Change my heart in this. I want my heart to be like yours, and whatever it is that I'm anticipating that we're about to go through. Change my heart in it. And Jesus, please give me the will to continue to be faithful and to labor. Prayer becoming our first resource. See, Jesus even led a life of prayer. He was even one known to go to lonely places and pray. He was even one to be known to say he would have opportunities of ministry that he would take, and then he would go pray and then go back into ministry. There's just, even Jesus himself needed it.